Yep. Hello and welcome to V8 Online's live and exclusive coverage of the Iracing V8 Supercar Series. You've tuned in for round 7 at Interlagos, a great racetrack, 30 laps for our V8 Supercars. It's the first time that we've had our series here, and it's going to turn out to be a cracker. If it's anything like final qualifying has just turned out to be, I think it's going to be an absolute ripper. Joining me in the commentary box is Corey Henger. Corey, how you going, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Hello to yourself and everyone out there watching, and glad to actually be here on time this time. Looking forward to this race. So definitely, it's a track that, as you said, never been here before. So going to throw a spanner in the works. I'm looking forward to it.
And of course, I've slid into the captain of the commentary team's hot seat. Jay Kennedy still not feeling very well, so all our best to Jay. Hopefully you get a speedy recovery, mate, and you're here calling the shots. So I don't know how much luck you're going to have kicking Corey out, because he's actually enjoying the commentary duties.
Yeah, it could be interesting when he comes back, because I'm doing 3 nights a week now, so I'm absolutely loving it. I want more, so good luck to Jay trying to get rid of me.
All right, so 30 laps around Interlagos, mate. What are your thoughts? You said you haven't done many laps around here, but I think it's going to be a cracker. We saw a brilliant qualifying, a nice last-ditch effort from Josh Muggleton, grabbing pole with a 34.382. No doubt Muggo Nation will be going absolutely wild at the moment. Yeah,
that was a fantastic lap. With 1 lap to go, he the clock had run out. We were watching him, waiting for him to come to the line, and he grabs a pole, and poor Justin could do nothing but sit there and watch, waiting to see what happened. And it's going to be interesting into turn 1 though, because you've got to get a good start and get down there nice and clean. And I'm pretty sure at Race of Champions we saw those two come together at turn 1 and end up upside down. So it's going to be an interesting one.
And 30 laps, it's not cut and dry as far as pit strategy. There's a couple of different things that can play out as far as who takes tyres and who doesn't. But we think we see most of the people would be pitting. We'll quickly have a look at the grid order before we get underway. Like we said, Josh Muggleton over Justin Ruggier, George Maris in 3rd, Madison Down 4th, Richard Hamstead in 5th, Var Ritchie's in 6th, Renz Brookman in 7th, Matty Hill 8th, Mitchell McLeod 9th, Tony Autridge rounds out the 10. Over the page it's John Emerson 11th, Michael Carina in 12th, Clayton Brooks 13th, Robert Hartley 14th, Michael Fabian in 15th, Sean Kelly 16th, Lee Ellis is 17th, John Latham in 18th, Andre Baldi, I think that's right, sorry I forgot your name, in 19th, and 20th is Simon Black. In 21st, Christopher Osborne, 22nd, Richard Hunter, 23rd, Marty Atkins, and 24th, Jacob Fredrickson. So 24 cars, these guys are going to have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, good grid tonight. It's interesting as you read through some of those names. I mean, we see guys like Emerson, Hartley, Fabian, Kelly, that guys that normally further up the front, they're all outside the 10, so it's so close in qualifying this week, and it's definitely going to be a very competitive race. Just it's going to be interesting now, though. As you said, we saw last night some guys fuel saving, some guys pitting. I just think that the pace is going to be a little bit too high tonight to get away with the fuel saving. So I'm expecting pretty much all these guys to make a trip down pit lane.
Yeah, they'll at least take fuel. I think the smart money for the fast guys would be to come in and take fuel at a minimum. So a little competition that we mentioned if you joined us for our qualifying show. We've got actually a few tickets to give away for an amazing competition, Race to Reality. If you haven't heard about that, it's the chance given to us by Race Centre. We have your chance at driving an Aussie racing car around Homebush for the final round of the V8 Supercars. So all you have to do to join in is, for your chance to win these tickets, is send us a tweet via Twitter. Our handle is obviously v8sonline, and send us a tweet throughout the broadcast. And the more tweets, the more chance you get into having a crack at that, chance at taking part in Race to Reality.
Yeah, and I've got to say, everyone out there watching, make sure you get by and do that, because I ran a few of those races at the start of the season, the first 2 or 3 weeks, and that car is an absolute blast to drive around the road courses, so I guarantee you guys will enjoy it.
All right, we're almost ready to get underway. 30 laps around here. Who's your hot tip, mate? There's so many good drivers. It's really hard to pick.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Muggleton's been on a bit of a roll now since the Spa race, and he's shown a lot of speed. Ruggy's always fast, but I think Maris tonight. I'm going to put some money on Maris. I think he's going to sit back there and you know, he's got speed. So I think if he can maybe jump past Muggleton and Ruggy in the pit stops, he's one to watch.
I like it. Nice pick. I'm going to go with Muggo. I was impressed that he got that pole position on the last lap. He said he was hungry for pole, and he pulled it out and did a brilliant job. So I'm going to put money on Muggo.
Mate, can't bet for your teammates.
Keeps me in a job, mate. So if I can't put money on down, I've got to at least go for Muggo.
Promised you a drive. You said who's going to win.
Something like that.
Should be a good race. So all these guys who are, you know, the top 5 or 6 cars all have a chance to win. So it's gonna be fantastic. But the first challenge is down to turn 1 as the revs start to rise.
Green flag.
30 laps around Interlagos. We are underway. Josh Muggleton leads them to turn 1 over Justin Ruggier and George Maris. They're all got a nice clean start. But like you mentioned earlier, it's turn 1. Can everyone get through nice and clean? Oh, contact! Ruggier! A little bit of nose-to-tail action there from Richard Hamstead.
The car off the back of the pack, it's Andre Boldy, I think, one of the DWC Grand Prix drivers in Iracing. Yes, it is. Then we've got a car off as well. It's Maris. I believe that's Maris off the track, was it? Yes, it is. Out of turn 2, George Maris has been escorted off the road by Madison down. Oh, can you believe it? We've got another accident up there. It's John Emerson's involved. Matthew Hill's involved.
Crazy start from this race. A number of cars involved in incidents, and that looks like job done for John Emerson.
Oh, you're going to get a replay now, and actually that's Renz Brookman involved as well. Looks like Hilly's out wide there. Tries to rejoin, but there's Madison and Emerson there side by side, makes contact into the fence, and poor Renz also bounced off the cars. It's lucky that more weren't involved actually in that one.
Unbelievable. Hilly joining the racetrack, made contact with Emerson. Rotten luck, absolutely unbelievable start to this race. We saw a little bit of contact nose to tail in the first turn, and looks like it's continued on and ended Emerson's day, so bad luck.
Yeah, so through the field now, it looks like trying to see who else and who's out there still going rather. Like Madison down, still out there running after escorting Maris up the road and just narrowly missing that accident. So it looks like Renz is also still going. Unfortunate for Renz, it's an innocent bystander to get collected in his teammate's accident.
Oh, chaotic first lap. We'll quickly run through the order as they cross the line. It's Josh Muggleton leaving over Justin Ruggier, Richard Hamstead, Val Ritchies, Mitchell McLeod, Tony Aldridge, Madison Downs up there. He's just made the move on Mitchell McLeod. So that's your top 5. Unbelievable start. It's just got to. Normally it's chaos at the first turn, but it seemed to carry on a little bit of miscommunication between guys, maybe not knowing who was around each other, and yeah, some unfortunate contact there, and as it looks like it's ended John Emerson's day, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like Matthew Hill out of the race and Renz in the lane, so those 3 guys now effectively done.
Great little battle back in the pack. Michael Fabian, Sean Kelly, Lee Ellis is there, John Latham's all there, so nice little 4-car train. Lee Ellis making a move up the inside there. Gets the job done.
George Maris further back, trying to make it through the pack behind Christopher Osborne.
So Maris is going to have his work cut out for him. He was starting P3 after a nice little gain.
Inside.
Yeah, gets the job done nice and clean. Yeah, he made a nice gain in qualifying, started P3, and now finds himself back in 15th place as they cross the line.
Joshua Muggleton at the moment out to about a 1 second lead, so at the moment your money's looking pretty safe, Sandman.
So far so good, but it's early days, 30 laps, these guys are going to have their work cut out for them. And don't forget, pit strategy may play a bit of part in here too, because obviously the fast guys will probably go for fuel, we assume they will, but who will take tyres? That's a bit of the unknown. Another strong run from Iracing's. He's been the man on the move the last few weeks, hasn't he? We're regularly seeing up the pointy end, and P4 not too bad at this stage.
Yeah, he's always there, but just can't quite get close enough to get that maiden win. But doing a great job at the moment. A little bit off the leaders already after the first lap, but I had to avoid all the carnage. Looks like Ruggy at this lap is closing on Muggleton a little bit.
Guys on screen here, Clayton Brooks, Robert Hartley, nice little battle. Still going on with it. These guys are not giving up. It's good to see that this nose-to-tail stuff seems to happen all the way through the field, and best time to make the move, obviously, they're all on fresh tyres.
Running now. As cars come around, I think Ruggy might have closed the gap in a little bit this lap. All by about a tenth, so I'd say what he's gone in deep into turn one. He's actually overshot a little bit.
Yeah, and he's got to be careful. Richard Hamstead right there to. He was going to try and make the move, but nice bit of heads-up driving by both of them. A little bit give and take. It's a smart move because the last thing you want is contact there. We've already seen just how bad that can turn out at the start of the race.
But now we've got Sean Kelly down the pit lane, so...
Oh, nearly. Sorry to butt in there, mate. Hamstead really tight under brakes right to the back of Ruggier.
I was going to say, it looks like Sean Kelly in the lane rather early, so interesting strategy that one, to maybe get out of the traffic, and he didn't qualify probably where he wanted to. Maybe get out of the traffic, save fuel, and try and get some time back.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that's going to be damaged because it's too early to take on the necessary fuel to make the end of the race, so unfortunately he may have some damage there that he has to sort out. Just have a look at this action here with Ruggier and Hamstead. Ruggier doesn't seem to have the pace at the moment. Looks like Hamstead is the pacier out of the two at this stage, but obviously everyone's got different tyre pressures and their speed will come on in different parts of the race, but Hamstead looking quite pacey.
Yeah, Richard's doing a great job at the moment. We're going to go on board here, down low with Richard.
Oh, how good's this cam? I love it.
Guys, range up on the back of Ruggy. Sorry, Sam, man.
I was going to say, you see how much track they actually cut. It's not actually cutting the track, but how much of the track they move across as far as where pit entry is. It's a really good, fast part of the circuit, and like we touched on in qualifying, it's not actually full throttle for all these guys, which was a bit interesting. Caught me by surprise. I wasn't expecting that coming into the round.
Got a moment back in the pack there. Clayton Brooks, Robert Hartley. Going to go to replay quickly. Like Robert Hartley's just gone in a little bit too deep. Did this in the earlier race as well. Went in a little bit too deep, and round goes Clayton.
Oh, sorry, mate. I was just going to say that's bad luck. Clayton just minding his own business, and Hartley's just come in there a little bit too hot.
They've also got Matthew Hill now joining us in the box. Matty, unfortunately on that first lap.
Yeah, that's not the ideal way to start or finish a race.
Tell us a bit about it from your point of view, mate. We saw a bit of a replay. Looked like you were trying to rejoin and unfortunately made contact with Emmo.
Yeah, well, I got, after Madison and Maris came in contact, the rest of us all had to check up, and because I was on cold tyres, had a little bit more rear brake bias, and fortunately lost a little bit of momentum, and Ren's tapped me. Well, he actually netcoded me. Went a bit wide, and just as I tried to join, I didn't know Emerson was so close to the edge of the track. I thought he may give me a bit room, but on the replay he had Madison up the inside, he had nowhere to go, so I really apologise to Emerson. He really didn't deserve that at all.
Poor bloke's had a rough week. He's been away and then jumps back in the seat, but short night for him, but never mind. These things happen, unfortunately.
That's right. I mean, it's all part of racing. That's why we do it.
Battle on screen as we were chatting away. Andrea Boldi, he's a Pro WC driver, I believe, and having a crack in the V8. It's good to see him on board.
Yeah, he's in the DWC Grand Prix series. He had a run here actually the other day in the F1 car, so maybe trying to race anything he can into Interlagos, maybe really enjoying it rather. Got Madison down now on the back of Bale. Richards Close up, backs out a little bit there.
He's been real cautious at the back of Richie's there. I think Matt will be scratching his head a little bit because he was sitting, I think, P3 before the start of the final qualifying, and then a couple of people got up and moved a couple of positions, and
actually looks like we might have lost Madison down. Sorry.
Lost him.
Yeah, Internet Dramas again striking Madison down. Take a look at his quality. He's dropping out, so the infamous Internet Dramas for Madison down seem to be continuing tonight.
He can't catch a break, can he?
Oh, it's so unfortunate. I mean, you know, in real life you got the mechanical failures and that kind of thing, and you know, in sim racing, that this is our mechanical failure. When our internet drops out or something with our computer happens, it's you know, nothing we can do. It's out of our control, and just watch now. He's still losing quality in games. So I dare say he's going to drop out now.
I think the one who loves that is Richie's, because he was getting a bit of pressure there from Madison, so I think there's anyone to take joy from it, although you don't take joy from it, I don't mean it in that way, but it'd be breathing a sigh of relief.
Robert Hartley, Marty Atkins now. Going to turn one a little bit clearer to that time for Robert. He's actually going to be on the outside this time though, and Madison down has gone. Going to report Madison down, he's out of this race.
Geez, Simon Black all over the back of this. He's thinking, if these guys mix it up a little bit, I can jump 2 spots here before anyone knows it. So, nice little battle there, three-way look. We were thinking Black was going to have a look, not quite.
Yeah, you've got to be careful to run into his teammate just up ahead of him, so... It's like Marty trying to get back past Robert.
Yeah, we'll just have a look on screen. P2 has changed. We thought this may have happened because they were saying that Hamstead was looking quite pacey, and while we were looking away, he's actually got ruggier. So Richard Hamstead now, P2, chasing down Josh Muggleton.
Yeah, I've missed that one, and last I checked, Ruggier was making up time on Muggleton, so maybe a mistake somewhere.
Just have a quick look at the replay. Ruggier had a massive moment just on pit exit. He got sideways.
He's actually in the lane. Sorry, Ruggie's in the lane. Ruggier in the pit lane rather early here. Sorry, Sam Man.
No, that's all right. He was he had a big moment, got sideways and lost the spot. So he's probably decided now there's better time than ever to come in, make the stop, and be interesting to see if he takes tyres. Looks like he's going to take fronts for sure.
It's rather early. A couple other cars doing the pitting in early as well. As he got to watch out here. The car can get so sideways so easily. Got to try and get out. Looks like he might get out in clear air. A couple of cars up ahead, but they're not. Shouldn't be too much of a drama straight away.
Get a report. It was about a 9-second pit stop, and looked like the front of the car came up. So maybe he just took front tyres. So possibly just a 2-tyre stop for Ruggier. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out over the coming laps, and whether these guys up front, you assume they will come in for fuel, but it's Josh Muggleton now leading over Richard Hamstead. Last time round was 2.2 seconds, but I think maybe visually it may have, that gap may have closed up a little bit.
Yeah, Richard looks like he's closing in now. The one thing that's in Muggleton's favour, with the gap he's got over the likes of Ruggier, he can afford to maybe stay out an extra lap or two and see the time gain if Justin's gaining one. So I'm going to assume that. If he runs very wide there. Going to assume he's going to stay out. Yes, he is.
Hamstead? Oh no, he's staying out too.
Always confusing here as the guys pull over to the left in the pit entry line and then veer back out right. Looks like all the rest of the front runners have stayed out.
Yeah, it's a bit early. I probably would have thought maybe 10, 12, maybe even halfway mark, 15, when these guys, you know, especially if you're looking at taking tyres, it's probably not a bad idea to at least maybe try and go halfway and have that fresh tyre advantage, but it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, well, track position is king in this series though, so if he can maybe get a slight advantage over Joshua and Richard, maybe jump them in the pit stops, that would work out good for him towards the end of the race.
A number of pit stops now. Someone else, is it? I believe Simon Black's in the lane. We've got Renz Brookman in the lane as well.
Yeah, so Renz is still trying to repair some damage. He's gone 5 laps down now, so altercation with his teammate on lap 1, not ideal. Tell you what, those guys are paying for that one.
Someone who's got his hands full is Tony Ortridge. He's got Michael Carina all over the back of him, and you can see Ortridge can see his TDR teammate Mitchell McLeod in the Tats.com Falcon just in front of him, so not much in it. Covering for these 3 positions, that's 4th, 5th and 6th between these guys.
Keeping an eye out now up front again as they come around. Muggleton, to tell you what, he's using every bit of road out of that last corner. He's staying out again this lap, so is Richard. So you're right, it is a very early stop there for Justin.
Yeah, maybe he just thought with that change, change of position between him and Hamstead, maybe he just thought now's the time to capitalise and throw a bit of strategy his way, but now he finds himself in a bit of traffic which could hurt him in the long run. As we apologise again, looks like Corey's having a few connection problems there. We're hearing Chris Osborne has fired into pit lane as well.
I think fired's an understatement. The way he was crossed up into that pit lane was absolutely crazy.
Now Muggo's pretty happy, I think, out front. He's got it 2 seconds. It's only closed a 10.42 between him and Hamstead, so I think Muggleton's pretty happy. He's running his own race and been pretty chuffed with a 2-second lead at this stage.
George Maris and at the moment, Maris went for a big move up inside. Just for those wondering, that Ruggiest times, last lap was a 36.201 in traffic, with Muggleton, the race leader, a 36.148, so slightly faster for Joshua.
How's that move up the inside? That was brilliant. That would have been a bit of a hold your breath, heart and mouth moment, but they both did a nice job to get through nice and cleanly. Now we're seeing Richard Hamstead, he's in the lane, so P2, Richard Hamstead has decided to come in and make his pit stop. It's lap 11 of 30, and it's be interesting to see if he takes tyres or if it's just fuel. Let's have a look. Maybe just front tyres. Another 7.2 seconds in the pits, nice and sideways on exit, so be interesting to see if he got tyres, but this is all starting to unfold. Number of drivers, Hartley, Latham, they're all in the lane now. And we're hearing Hartley just overshot his pit box a little bit, so that'll cost him a couple of seconds. So it makes me think now, how long will Muggo stay out for? Because he doesn't want to leave it too long, because the guys on, if they've taken tyres, will have a bit of an advantage there. Muggleton had 2 seconds up his sleeve, so see how this all plays out. Probably think in the next couple of laps you would see that Muggleton will fire it into pit lane and you know, get his stop over and done with.
Yeah, with Richard
go on board with Josh Muggleton, still having a couple of internet issues with Corey, but we'll hang in there, but looks like he's going to stay out. Var Riches has fired into the lane too, so hopefully this doesn't bite Muggleton, but obviously Muggo knows what he's doing. He's had plenty of practice through the week as far as what strategy will work for him and not, but I think the one thing that will play on his hands a little bit is that you know, some of these other guys have been caught up in a bit of traffic, so this will all unfold in the next few laps. They do need to come in for fuel, because the pace these guys are running up front, there's no way they could save.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear me or not, but I apologise about the internet dramas. Not sure quite what's going on.
Yeah, just popping in and out there, Corey, never mind. But Lee Ellis is, he's got his hands full. Looks like a nice little battle there with Michael Fabian. These guys sort of mixing it up. They're in P5 and 6 at the moment, but still haven't made their pit stop. So will it be Muggleton's turn this time round? Will he decide to pit? At the moment, it's Muggleton over McLeod, over Michael Carina, Michael Fabian, Lee Ellis. That's your top 5 that have still yet to have a pit stop. So Richard Hamstead actually is back there. He's in 6th overall and looks like he's got himself a nice little margin over Ruggier. So they're not all that far behind from where Muggleton is. Let's watch Muggo. Let's see if he decides to hit pit lane. No, he's going to stay out again. So interesting strategy that's playing out and unfolding here for Muggleton. Next behind him would have been McLeod as he decided to pit. Yes, McLeod is in the lane. Carina's in the lane as well. Fabian will stay out. Lee Ellis will stay out. So a number of these guys decided to get that pit stop over and done with. It's lap 13 of 30, so still a lot to unfold and different strategies as far as people are going to take tyres. Now we're here seeing a bit of damage actually to the front of Michael Fabian. He may have, there was so much going on in the first lap as far as different cars getting caught up in incidents, so a little bit of damage there that could cost him a bit of straight line speed, but won't end his race, which is good, and he's having a great little battle here with Lee Ellis. Looks like Lee's just slowly closing that margin on him. Now we're hearing that Var Ritchie's had a nice quick little stop over Ruggier, 1.3 seconds faster actually in the lane. So like I said, different strategies as far as everyone decides to take fuel. It does cost you a few more seconds if you decide to take tyres. I think full fuel, with just fuel, you can get away with a 6-second stop. Take 2 tyres, you're probably looking at about 8 or 9 seconds, and I think 4 tyres, you're probably looking at a 14, 15-second stop. So different strategies all unfolding.
Muggleton's still staying out at the moment, so maybe he's going to go for a short stop on fuel and...
Yeah, it's probably a bit surprising actually. We probably weren't expecting him to stay out this long, but I touched on a little bit before that one of the options was to actually pit in at the halfway mark. And Fabian's in, Ellis has stayed out, so it's a bit of a TTR strategy. These guys no doubt will have comms between each other, being Josh Muggleton and Lee Ellis. They're in the same team, and they'll obviously be chatting and they'll have some sort of plan as far as what lap they want to come in. But I would imagine the lap 15 is probably the smart money, but hey, who knows? They proved us wrong this far into the night, so it'll be interesting to see. Good little battle here. Tony Autridge has got his hands full. George Maris, who unfortunately got caught up in that opening lap incident, started P3 at the start of the night, finds himself just inside the top 10, and obviously that'll change a little bit as the rest of the pit stops all unfold. Have a look. No, he's just thinking about it. Looks like he's quite pacey though. I don't know that Autridge will be able to hold him off too much longer, but we saw a brilliant move not too many laps ago that Maris dived up the inside, and he's going to do it again. Thinks about it. Autridge just gives him a little bit of room. Nice bit of driving by both of them. As we hear, Josh Muggleton's in the lane. We're still having some technical issues, unfortunately, with Corey, but as you see, Muggleton's in the pit lane. Be interested to see if Lee Ellis comes in as well, because like we said, they touched on they are teammates and probably on the same strategy. And Lee Ellis does fire into pit lane. So Muggleton is a man to watch. How will this all unfold as far as track position? Hamstead's just coming into turn 1 now. Muggleton's on pit exit. Oh, Hammer's had a big moment. He's off on the grass. He's fired across. He's going to get a cut track penalty for sure. He's thrown away the advantage he had over Justin Ruggier, and he'll have to slow down and give that time up. Wow, really playing into the hands of Josh Muggleton. Muggleton is gone. He's already through the next lot of turns as Hamstead has a big moment under brakes, runs wide at turn 1, and that'll bring him into the hands of Justin Ruggier. reports that Muggo had about a 7.5 second stop. So they're pretty much all on the same strategy, we would think. Probably all just took maybe just front tyres possibly, but no doubt we'll be able to touch on that a little bit later on when we get the guys back in the commentary box after the race and maybe ask them a thing or two as far as their strategy. But wow, hasn't this unfolded nicely for Muggleton? He had just under 2 second lead over Hamstead coming into these round of pit stops, and unfortunately Hamstead is going to cost him some time with that unfortunate incident turn 1, but Hamstead now just has to sort of knuckle down, not worry about that. It's disappointing, but he knows now he just has to get on with it because he's got Ruggier behind him, and it'll be interesting to see what sort of time loss he had. We'll wait for the guys to cross the start-finish line and the times will reset. We're hearing man on the move is George Maris. He's in P8 at the moment. Obviously a couple of more spots possibly to gain when pit stops all play out, but not a bad comeback considering how much trouble he got into on lap 1.
Yeah, he was backwards coming out of turn 2, so doing a good job at the moment to work the pack.
How's the gain by Muggleton? We touched on it before. That was just under 2 seconds. That margin now back to Hamstead is 5.1 seconds. So really nicely played out for Josh Muggleton. So we're just waiting for everything to play out. I think most of the guys have made their pit stop. We'll quickly run through the order. It's Josh Muggleton as we watch Maris. He's going to have a look up the inside. And gets the job done. Nice job. Geez, isn't Maris on the charge? Obviously had great pace. It was P3 like we touched on at the start of the race, and he's just slowly but surely picking them off one by one. The next one he's got in his gun sights now is Mitchell McLeod. Just having a quick look at the timesheets too. Last lap round, Maris, even though Maris was in traffic, 0.6 of a second faster than McLeod, so shouldn't be too much longer before Maris gobbles up McLeod, you'd think. Now, while all that's been going on, we've crossed the half race distance, lap 16 of 30. And the order, Muggleton over Hamstead, Ruggier, Vale Ritchie's in 4th, Mitchell McLeod 5th, and Michael Fabian in 6th. Sorry, that'll change now. It'll be George Maris, I think, will be in 6th now after getting Michael Fabian in 7th. Tony Aldridge 8th, Michael Croyne in 9th, and Lee Ellis rounding out your top 10. Now it looks like Michael Fabian's got his work cut out for him. Oh, nearly! Aldridge did a great job not to pile into the back of him. Looked like there was going to be some nose-to-tail contact there, but Aldridge did a great job pulling it up and not making contact with Fabian. But we're a bit surprised that Fabian's probably fallen off the pace a little bit, not the pace that the guys have got around him. I don't know if that damage at the front is costing him anything, but last lap round, 37.8, so his time's off for a little bit. Look at this battle for second and third. Richard Hamstead over Justin Ruggier. Ruggier knows he's got a second chance because it looked like that Hamstead was possibly pulling away a little bit, and as soon as he saw that Hamstead had that moment, that really brought Ruggier back into the fray. Of course, don't forget there is some sort of advantage you'll get down the front straight. It's a nice long front straightaway, and tucking up underneath and getting that toe is really. Oh, just watching how sideways Ruggier got out of that turn. It's a really good momentum to have down this front straight if you can get close enough that you can see Ruggier really moving around sideways, trying to keep the throttle down because it's really tough to keep the full throttle through that section of the racetrack. The car really wants to break away. Last lap round, Richard Hamstead 36.522. Ruggier 36.470. So looks like Ruggier is a man with the pace at the moment, but he just needs to keep that car, not too sideways because that'll kill momentum. And the last thing you want to do is bring up the temperature in those rears.
Looking now, great little battle between Justin and Richard at the moment. Helping out Muggleton though, 5.4 second lead.
Nice little battle too back here. Tony Aldridge has got himself in director can have a look at Michael Fabian, Tony Autridge, Michael Carina. Nice little four-way battle. Lee Ellis is there as well. So this is far from over. These guys obviously all pitted different times, and a really nice little battle. Oh, a little bit wide there. Fabian, Autridge having a bit of a look. He'll look up the inside, fire under brakes. Not quite, just thinks better of it. And of course, that's got Carina all over the back of him. So these guys got to be careful. A little bit of give and take is brilliant to have around here, but you've got to be careful. If you're all sideways there for Autridge, lucky that Carina wasn't any closer, because that could have been contact. But really, there's nose to tail action. You can pretty much throw a blanket over these four. This is all for 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. And have a look at this onboard action from Lee Ellis. It's all happening in front of him.
Look at the run that Lee Ellis is trying to get on the front straight there as he went really wide coming on out of that corner. He's got to run, but he's going to watch out. He doesn't get too sideways, run wide there. That's what I was worried about. A little bit too much speed there can send you off from that fence. He's up behind Carina, up the inside. Look just up ahead, we've got Ellis up the inside, we've got Autry on the outside. Into turn one, is it going to work? Oh, Ellis gets the job done, a bit of contact.
Ellis, nice move, he'll get the job done. Unbelievable move around Michael Carina. You could see that he was tucked under, got some sort of slipstream there, got the pass done, and now he's chasing down his teammate in Tony Autridge. Great little four-car train, lap 19 of 30, so really looks like Michael Fabian's struggling a little bit. His last lap round of 38.488 over Tony Autridge's 38.2, so really struggling.
Yeah, he seems a little bit off the pace this week. Just his qualifying wasn't as well as he probably would have liked, and now he's a bit further back in the pack. He did pit early. Oh no, sorry, that got me confused there. Maybe I'm thinking maybe he's taken only 2 tyres, and Autry sideways behind. It's going to allow Lee Ellis to have a look up inside.
Oh, no team orders there between the TTR teammates. Lee Ellis pretty keen to get the job done. Nice wide. Look how wide Ellis goes, and this will carry all the way down the front straight if he doesn't get it too sideways.
And he's going to watch out again, as I said. The road runs out quickly. There's a nice big concrete wall waiting to meet you right there. Good job though.
He's going to get the job done up the inside of Autridge. He's got position. Nice move there from Ellis. 2 cars in 2 laps. Brilliant. Of course, Lee Ellis from the Trans-Tasman Rising Stars group slowly been making his way up through the field as the weeks go on. Now he finds himself nicely positioned inside the top 10. I don't think it'll be too much longer before he moves out of the Rising Stars program, because his pace has been incredible over the last few weeks.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He's started to make a name for himself, and as a weekly top split runner, probably making his way out the pack.
Actually, he's going to look up the inside. Sorry, Lee Ellis is going to get the job done up the inside of Fabian. Nice clean move. So another car. Wow, Ellis on the move now. Now Autridge has seen how he got the job done. He needs to think about it. He's got his nice little battle there with Carina. Carina can see all this unfolding.
We've had a big accident further back in the pack. Looks like Renz Brookman's gone around at turn 1 and been T-boned by the number 12 and Christopher Osborne. Not sure if we get a replay. That was a little while ago. It was Simon Black in the number 12 car. Renz trying to pass up the inside of the one of the Power One cars, hits the fence, and Black nowhere to go.
Oh, that's massive bad luck. Renz Brookman was many laps down, so unfortunate that he got involved in that accident and took out Black. Yeah, that's tough. When he's that many laps down, I don't know that he should have been racing that hard, because unfortunately that's ended Black's day. He's got massive engine damage, and he was not far out of the top 10 there. I think he was in P13 at the time of the incident, so and that will end his night pretty much. Now while all that's been happening, Josh Muggleton in the TTR Falcon the Hyper Simulator Falcon has got himself a nice little 6.2 second lead over Richard Hamstead. That little gap between Hamstead and Ruggier has opened up a little bit too. Looks like Hamstead has, they've both pretty much settled, and Ruggier doesn't look like he's got much for him at this stage. Now the man on the move who's been George Barris, obviously started P3, finds himself P6, so brilliant charge.
Yeah, great job by Maris at the moment. You know, you got turned around by Madison down on lap 1, so backwards on the track and then moved late further up. He's done a fantastic job. Possibly the top 5. He can just get around Mitchell McLeod now.
So great little battle back here with Tony Ortridge and Michael Carina. Oh, bit sideways, nice. He held onto it nicely, but Carina having a red hot go on the back of Ortridge. I don't know if these guys are struggling with tyres or what, but brilliant job between these two. Don't forget, we've got our competition going here at V8 Online. 5 tickets to Race Reality. If you want to enter, just make sure you send us a tweet via Twitter, obviously, and our hashtag is V8 Online, and send us a tweet and you'll go into the draw for your chance to win a ticket into Race Reality, and there's 5 up for grabs, so make sure you start tweeting. Tell you the people who will be really happy are the guys at Muggo Nation. Muggleton's got himself a nice little fan base on Facebook, and these guys will be over the moon. Muggleton grabbing his first pole, obviously did it in excellent circumstances. Pretty exciting when you can pip it at the last minute in final qualifying, but a brilliant job. He's been quick all week and grabbed pole. No one's been able to stop him tonight. He got a great start and he's pretty much left everyone behind.
Going forward with George Maris, I believe. He was all at the back of Mitchell McLeod at the moment, trying to get that top 5. Wouldn't that be a great effort there to get back into the top 5 after the circumstances that happened earlier on in the race?
Oh, you're not wrong, mate. Obviously be disappointed, but to bounce back into P5, I don't think it'll be too much longer actually. The pace he's carried all the way through this race has been brilliant, and I think it's only a matter of time before he gets McLeod. Not quite close enough to get some sort of tow here, possibly, but I don't think it'll be long.
Nice battle back here for 9th and 10th with Tony Ortridge and the Italian Carina.
Yeah, this has been going on for many, many laps. It was when it was that nice close 4-car train between Ellis, Fabian, Ortridge and Carina. Looks like Ellis is just slowly starting to check out on these guys, but these two in Ortridge and Carina, these guys have been battling it out the last few laps. It's been brilliant to watch. So lap 23 of 30, it's Josh Muggleton over Richard Hamstead, Justin Ruggier, Val Ritchie's, Mitchell McLeod, your top 5. George Maris, the man on the move throughout the night, in P6, Lee Ellis in 7th, 8th is Michael Fabian, Tony Ortridge in 9th, and Michael Carina rounding out your top 10. We jokingly said that the first win that Muggo got unfortunately wasn't televised due to some technical issues, and we made up for that the other week when he got his, well, we could say his first televised win, and no doubt he's probably watched that once or twice, but I think he'll really enjoy kicking back watching this one. It's been an absolutely dominating performance, all throughout qualifying. He's been quick all week up until tonight when Ruggier pipped him, and then of course Muggleton pipped him again in final qualifying. His pace has been brilliant, and he's really stamped his authority on this one. That gap is now 6.7 seconds over Richard Hamstead.
Yeah, it's amazing to see what what a win can do for your confidence, and I'll tell you what, once or twice it's been a little bit nice. I'm pretty sure he's pretty downloaded, taken it to work and shown all his friends there as well about his win in the V8 Online series. Great moment though, he really has he just seems to be, a lot more confident, and I think confidence also brings speed. It's been amazing to see the transformation of those last 2 or 3 weeks of how he's been driving.
Now we're just getting a bit of a points update. We're hearing that Josh Muggleton actually be second in the championship overall. Obviously Madison Downs going to have a massive hit to the points with his DNF, with his internet dropping out. So Well, Muggo's sort of the man on the move in the championship. It's actually his work ethic over the last couple of weeks has been brilliant. Obviously, had a bit to do with him working behind the scenes at TCR, and you know, just his commitment and his setup work has been brilliant. I think he's hit on something really good as far as car setup, and it's really showing.
Yeah, he has been putting in a lot of effort. I've seen every time I jump on Iracing and look at my races online. You know, Josh is in there doing a qualifying or doing a practice, and he seems to be on there a fair bit at the moment, and it's really starting to pay off now, which is good to see.
He has his 3-car train. It's tightened up a little bit with Fabian, Ortridge, and Carina. These guys are battling it out. Looked like at one stage that Fabian was starting to pull away, but these guys have clawed him back.
On board, looking at the back of Michael Fabian at the moment.
I love these onboard shots. It gives you a good feel of just you know, whereabouts these drivers around them do make up that time. Obviously people have different lines and all the rest of it, but a really good tow he's actually getting a little bit there from Michael Fabian, which is working in his favour. As exciting as this race is here at Interlagos, next week we head to Zolder, and that's something that the V8s aren't all too familiar with. Oh, big moment back there. Michael Carina got real taily behind Tony Ortridge, but like I said, next week 25 laps around Zolder. That should be good fun.
Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it made its debut last season, and a lot of the drivers are saying just how slippery it was in that car. So it's definitely going to be an interesting one to see if some of these guys can get on top of the grip issues, and of course some very high speed corners, and then you've also got some very tight chicanes around there with you know, a bit of the slowdown was also another problem some of these guys had last season. Carina looked up the inside of Ortridge.
Oh, he's going to have a look. Didn't quite get a bumper there. Nice job. How close do you want it? He's looking real pacey, Carina. I think he said to himself he's been behind Ortridge enough. He's got the pace, and now he just needs to get the job done.
Yeah, he's got to try and get a good run out of the final corner, maybe try and get a run up the inside at turn 1. It's always hard to pass there because of the fact that you find yourself on the other side of the on the wrong side coming into the next corner. So like George Maris trying to get close to Mitchell. He's lost a bit of time up recently.
Yeah, it's actually probably, I was expecting Maris to probably you know, get rid of McLeod a bit quicker than he has. It looks like he's hasn't quite got the pace now. Maybe he's used up the better part of his tyres, and these guys have really evened out now.
Spoke about it earlier, Val Richards doing a very good job at the moment. Again, P4, staying out of trouble, don't really mention him much, and just getting home for some more good points.
He's played the card smart, hasn't he? Exactly what you said. Stayed out of trouble. There was so much that went on in this opening lap, and managed to dodge a few bullets. And he's done a brilliant job. His driving over the last few weeks has been really good to watch, and no doubt he'd be really happy with his pace at the moment. So we come to the completion of lap 26, and it's Josh Muggleton. That gap has just closed up a little bit between him and Hamstead. Nothing to write home about though. 5.7 seconds. I think Muggleton's just managing that that margin. He's got no pressure whatsoever, and he's really been well, I think he's been in cruise control for the whole night. His pace has been brilliant.
Like Justin Ruggier losing some time on Richard Hamstead. Maybe the two tyres not working that so well. Maybe he has to save a little bit of fuel. Obviously with the early pit stop.
Yeah, these guys need to be careful. If you take 15 litres, you do need to save just a fraction, I think, to make it home. But the smart money is to take about 22 litres in a pit stop. So, but like you said, tyres may be a bit of an issue, you know, depending on what sort of tyre strategy they decided to go. But regardless, whether you took two tyres or not, the other two that are going the 30 laps, they'll definitely be past their use by date come the end of this.
Just interestingly up front, over the last few laps, Richard Hamstead has been a couple of tenths faster than Muggleton. Gap down to 5.3 seconds. It's not going to be enough laps at that current rate, but he definitely looks like he's got better tyres towards the end.
Yeah, and I think the way where Muggo's just quite content just to take it easy. He knows he's only got a couple more laps to go, and with that much time up his sleeve, I think he can afford to to just hit his marks and not worry too much about his rearview mirror, which is always good coming towards the end of the race.
Battle still raging on back here between Michael Fabian and Tony Autridge. Like Karina back there is falling off a little bit at the moment.
Do you think these guys will be sick of each other's cars at the end of this race? They've been nose to tail for the better half of this race, and everyone's done a brilliant job. There's been some nice attempts at some passing manoeuvres, and everyone's done a nice clean job. It's exactly what we want to see, nice bumper to bumper action, and everyone just doing a brilliant job.
It's been very clean. There's not much enforcing going on out there. Might need to hit up Russell Ingall, and once he makes his retirement, get him online and have a run.
Well, we know he had his own Piper simulator there for a little while there, so it'd be good to see maybe the other boys can get in his ear. People like Tander that spends a bit of time on here as well. Maybe Tander can get in his ear and get him on. But look
Tony
at
Autridge got a big run here on Michael Fabian around the outside though. Tell you what, he's out ahead, but he's going to be on the wrong side. He's got to hold on to it though.
He's got the grip, he'll get the job done. Now he's at the right spot, he gets the position, now he just covers his line.
Watch out for the run here, Fabian though.
Yeah, Fabian will get a nice draft down this straight, so he's got to be careful that he doesn't lose another spot here, but a brilliant move by Autridge.
Fabian has got inside.
Yeah, Fabian had a bit of a look, not quite, maybe he was just covering his line because he knew Karina's right there. Oh, he's run wide! Oh, he doesn't want to give up too much there, just covers his line, nice job. Almost threw it away, all that hard work. But look at Karina, Karina's moving up the inside now. Fabian,
Fabian's off the road!
He's gone!
Michael Fabian done such a good job to hold off those guys there, and it's all just come unstuck from him in one lap. Autridge gets past and he runs wide. Hasn't lost too much time, but tell you what, that's a damn shame.
Yeah, that's just the better half of your tyres just disappearing at this part of the race. I think he saw that Karina made the move up the inside, gave him a bit of space, and unfortunately just ran wide. And I think that the way the tyres are at this portion of the race, unfortunately just couldn't keep that grip there. But bad luck, these guys were having a brilliant battle.
Gap up front down to 5 seconds, so still not enough as I said, but Richard is pulling the gap in with 2 laps to go. But it's not going to be anywhere near enough time. Good battle back in the pack now for 13th and 14th between Christopher Osborne and Grand Prix driver Andre Boldy.
All sideways as he gets on the throttle. We were just talking about the Enforcer, and it's a scheme that he's running at the moment. But yeah, these guys had a good battle. I think we probably expected Boldy to be up a little bit higher, but obviously it's not as easy as it looks, regardless of you know, what your ranking is in the series. It's hard to get your head around these cars sometimes.
Yeah, he's doing a good job out there though, with you know, limited time in this car. It is worlds different from the Formula 1 car, so he's doing a great job.
It's good to have him in the series too, so that's what's brilliant. But we're coming up to the final, the 1 lap to go. It's Josh Muggleton, 5-second lead, a little bit side. You don't want to head out to the grass there. He's on target to get another win, but can throw it away real easy if he's not careful.
I'll tell you what, that had me on the edge of my seat there. Muggleton coming to take the white flag, runs off the road.
That's cost him a second. It's 4.2 seconds now to Hamstead. Obviously, 4 seconds up your sleeve on the last lap is nothing to worry about, but he gave up a lot of time. Obviously, he would have had to get out of the throttle, because the last thing you want to do is keep it in the throttle on that part of the track on the grass. He would have been in the fence big time.
Hang on. I've just listened to Muggleton there coming into up that back straight, I guess you'd call it. He was out of the throttle very early. He's struggling for fuel.
Oh no, this could all unfold, not sure.
I heard him lift out a lot earlier than they had been during the race, so maybe that gap was due to taking less fuel and a quicker stop. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to jinx him. He's having a bit of fun out there. He's having some fun, so you'd have to think he's going to be right. He's sideways again. It's just interesting to hear him roll out so early on the back straight. Couple of corners to run now though, so trying to listen for that car. He coughed over the line last night, so
yeah, he did. I'm just trying to listen. He's really hard on the throttle. Just trying to listen to see if this thing coughs, but he's done everything right. He's been fastest in qualifying. He's led this race from the drop of the green flag And he's only got a couple of turns to go as he gets a little bit sideways on the throttle. Josh Muggleton done everything right this week and has led from the green flag. He's only got a couple of turns to go.
Got Rob White again. Still sideways.
But a brilliant job for Josh Muggleton in the TTR Hyper Simulator Falcon. He wins.
Richard Hamstead's going to come up in second.
Muggleton's out of fuel.
Oh, I think has he switched the car off there because he still was going at it over the line.
Just riding on board. Oh no, maybe he has got some left, but we'll have to check with him later. Unbelievable.
Good first race, so Joshua Muggleton puts his name in the record books as the first winner at Interlagos in the V8 Supercar Series. Fantastic drive all night. George Maris, Mitchell McLeod.
Oh, Maris is out of fuel. Ellis will pip him on the line. Maris runs out of fuel. Ellis will sneak 6th position. Well done, Lee Ellis. Obviously, everyone just taking it very easy. We didn't expect fuel issues to be it, but wow, I think I mentioned it before that if you take 15 litres, you do have to save a little bit. Wow, didn't expect Maris to run out of fuel. Lee Ellis will be wrapped.
Now as all the cars coming to the line, still waiting on Jacob Fredrickson. He's going to come home in P19, 4 laps down. Sean Kelly, I think will be the last of the guys to come around. 1 lap down, P17. Not the night he was looking for, Sean.
But, yeah, be disappointed, but still, like I said, he got home. Didn't have to worry about fuel. Looks like actually he's maybe coughing across the line too. So
he's got the clutch in it there and revving the guts out of it.
So we'll quickly run through the order. It's Josh Muggleton, brilliant win. Only 2 seconds there at the end over Richard Hamstead. Justin Ruggier in 3rd, Var Ritchie's 4th, Mitchell McLeod in 5th. Top drive from Lee Ellis to finish in 6th. Obviously grabbing Maris at the line there for 7th. Tony Autridge 8th, Michael Carina 9th, Michael Fabian rounding out your top 10. John Latham in 11th, Robert Hartley 12th, Chris Osborne in 13th, Andre Baldi in 14th, Marty Atkins 15th, and then we've got Richard Hunter in 16th, Sean Kelly, one of your first cars, a lap down in 17th, Clayton Brooks 18th, Jacob Fredrickson in 19th, in 20th it's Simon Black. In 21st, Renz Brookman, 22nd, Madison Down unfortunately dropping out with internet issues, 23rd, John Emerson, and 24th, Matthew Hill. Wow, didn't that race have a bit of everything, Corey?
Yeah, what a night. Had a bit of carnage at the start and the fuel issues at the end. George Maris must have taken less fuel. We saw him had a pretty good stop there and was trying to make back some time, but I'll tell you what, for Lee Ellis, that is perfect. That's a lot of confidence there.
You're not wrong.
Helped by the fact, I mean, look at the 4 guys out of that race there. Renz Brookman, Madison Down, Emerson and Hill. So, some of the big names out, and that's what you need, though. Have those good results and those big guys fall and, get that confidence and try and start putting those results back together week after week. But, great effort there by Lee Ellis in P6.
Yeah, brilliant job actually by everyone at TTR because 3 out of the 4 drivers that started finished all inside the top 10. Josh Muggleton obviously first, Lee Ellis, like you touched on, in 6th. Tony Autridge in 8th, and unfortunately Madison Down 22nd. So brilliant job by the TTR drivers.
Yeah, it was a great night there. It's a bit of a shame we saw the likes of Renz, Emerson, and Madison Down have issues because I think it would have been an absolute cracker up front there. It all kind of spread out after the pit stops, but just been joined by Joshua Muggleton who just got home by 2 seconds. Great drive tonight, Josh.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Thanks very much,
mate. Absolutely commanding performance tonight. No one could take it away from you. You grabbed pole position in the final seconds of qualifying and you said you wanted pole, you grabbed pole and you led from the green flag and mate, no one could touch you.
Yeah, it was really good. Really happy with that. Yes, banged out that quali time and as soon as I pulled onto the straight I thought, oh, this is going to be quick. And yeah, it was quick enough, so that's good. And yeah, got a good jump off the start, which I needed to do, and then sort of just set about looking after the tyres and making sure I got a good gap, and came out of the pit stops, and then just sort of managed the gap back to Richard and brought it home. But yeah, really happy and really proud of the TTR boys this week. We did a good team job and we got the results.
was going to say brilliant effort by TTR because out of the 4 drivers that started, obviously we touched on during the broadcast, Madison Down fell out with internet issues, but the other 3 drivers, yourself included, Lee Ellis in 6th, Tony Autridge in 8th. So to have 3 out of the 4 drivers finishing, well inside the top 10, brilliant job by everyone at TTR.
Yeah, unreal effort. Really proud of the boys this week, and yeah, really happy.
I doubt, mate, you'll be watching the replay a little bit later on with a cold drink, and you'll be able to kick back and enjoy it. It was a brilliant, dominating performance all night, mate. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
And looks like Justin Ruggie has slipped into the commentary box, mate. P3, you had an interesting night, mate. Tell us a bit about it from your seat.
How are you, guys? Firstly, congratulations to Josh. He drove outstanding, and I mean, he had pace last week. He actually has had pace for the last 4 or 5 weeks, actually, but he managed to destroy us tonight and make us look a bit silly, so congratulations to him.
And you had a good battle all night long, pretty much with Richard Hamstead too, mate. Tell us a bit about that, because it looked like fun from the commentary box. I don't know how much fun it would have been from the driver's seat, a bit of pressure.
Yeah, I went a bit of different tactics that race, actually. I used the 3.5 diff for the first race, and I went 3.25, so just trying to get used to it. And I kept overrunning the first turn just because of the speed I was carrying. I was carrying extra speed down the straight and wasn't compensating and getting on the brake a bit earlier. But yeah, big chain of events, and then sort of burnt up my tyres pretty quick, so I stopped earlier trying to jump Richard, or trying to get the gap back, actually. But yeah, just a chain of events the whole way around, and unfortunately just burnt the tyres out at the end and had nothing really.
Speaking of Richard, Richard Hamstead joins us in the commentary box now. P2 for the night, mate. You had a good battle all night long, and also a bit of a moment off at turn 1 when Muggleton was coming out of the pits.
Yeah, that was interesting. I just got a bit excited trying to see where Muggo was going to rejoin, and I just missed my brake marker, and yeah. But I'm pretty happy with all that. Just didn't do any practice during the week. Just decided today that I was going to show up and race, and P2's a pretty good result, I think. And yeah, it was good fun.
You've just upset plenty of people saying that you've just showed up and just done a little bit of practice, gone out, decided to have a race, and brought it home in P2.
I was pretty surprised. I got pretty disappointed in my qualifying, to be honest. I had a lot more pace than I showed, and yeah, I had a good start and got past a couple of guys, and yeah, settled into a good race.
Let's have a look who else is in the commentary box. Lee Ellis, mate. We touched on you had a brilliant drive, mate. P6 for the night. Pip and Maris at the line when Maris ran out of fuel. That's good for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud with myself and all the TTR. Like, started 17th and finishing 6th. That's yeah, ecstatic. Don't know what to say. Shaking. So.
We touched on it during the broadcast, mate. Your pace has been incredible the last few weeks, and I think you're really starting to find your feet in the main game in the Division 1 guys. It's actually some good results over the last month or so.
Yeah, I was a bit unlucky last week. A bit hot-headed coming into a few people there, and sorry for anyone that I ran into. But yeah, I was just lucky that I got into this split, like car 24 out of 24. I was on the borderline, as you would say.
Well, you showed you deserved to be there, mate. Well done. No doubt everyone will be pretty happy at TTR. We touched on 3 out of the 4 guys that finished, all finished well inside the top 10. So brilliant job, mate. And you and everyone at TTR should be very proud, mate. It's, no doubt you'll be looking forward to next week.
Oh, definitely. Thanks, man.
Also joining us in the box, Robert Hartley, mate. 12th position tonight. I think started 14th. So couple of spots gained, but tell us a bit about your night.
Could have gone a lot better. Massive apologies to Clayton Brooks, actually. I spun him around after pinching an inside wheel at turn 1. So yeah, massive apologies to him. That set him back a lot further than me, but it set me back a couple of spots and I just couldn't recover from there. Yeah, tough race. Next week we head to Zolder, mate. A track that sort of is on your favourites list, or how do you think you'll go next week? Most certainly, love Zolder, so looking forward to it.
Just have a look, see who's Rens Brookman's joined us in the commentary box. Rens, you had your fair share of misfortune at lap 1, mate, and then, of course, some more carnage towards the end of the race too.
Yeah, it was a very short race for me, actually. Yeah, I got involved in that lap 1 pileup. I think that all started with Madison and George that got into each other. And then Haley tried to rejoin the track in front of me, and there was just not enough room, and I had nowhere to go really. And that was pretty much my race. And then when my car was sort of fixed, I tried to let a back marker past. Not really of a back marker past. I was a back marker myself, of course. But I was trying to let someone past, and I was a little bit surprised by his early break-in, so I had to brake a little bit harder, lock my rears, and just spun it around in front of 2 other guys. And that cost Simon Black his race, I think, so apologies to him. But well done to Muggo, he seems to be on fire lately. So it's,
yeah, definitely the man to watch,
be hard
especially
to catch up to him.
Especially next week, mate. We head to Zolder, mate. Your thoughts? You looking forward to Zolder? Will you be with us for next week?
I'm not sure if I'm racing next week. As I said a couple of weeks ago, this is sort of my off season, so I just jump in and have a little bit of fun.
Oh, bad luck for tonight's results, mate. Fingers crossed. Obviously, the pace you've got on board is good in the series, so no doubt you'll be back up the front sooner rather than later, mate. So bad luck for tonight, and hopefully we get to see you real soon.
All right, thank you.
There we go. I think we've chatted to everyone. Corey, mate, we touched on it. This race had everything.
Yeah, it was a crazy one, and I told you to watch out for that first lap, especially through the first couple of corners. And for any of you race fans out there, don't forget to tune in on Wednesday night and Thursday night for the Race Reality and Grand Am broadcast. There's going to be there's some good races this week at Okayama for Race Reality and off to Interlagos actually for the Grand Am. So we'll be back here in Brazil on Thursday night.
Beautiful, always good to watch, and hopefully everyone got their tweets in to v8sonline for your chance to take part in the race for Race of Reality. Obviously, thanks to our friends at Race Centre for putting on this brilliant prize for your chance to win a drive in an Aussie racing car, the final round of the V8 Supercars at Homebush. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up. We thank all the boys for coming in to join us in the commentary box. It's good to chat to you after each and every week, and a big thanks and congratulations, obviously, to Muggo, and thanks for Muggo for doing the hot lap, mate. It was brilliant. But I think that pretty much wraps it up for another brilliant race. Join us next week for round 8 when Iracing V8 Supercar Series heads to Zolder. 25 laps should be an absolute ripper. Well, big thanks to our friends at Extreme Sim Gear, Direct Clutch Services and V8 Supercar Fan Group. You've watched round 7 from Interlagos, your pole sitter, your winner, an absolute domination of this race, Josh Muggleton. Well done, and we'll see you all next week. Bye for now.